Give a piss about nothing but the time. Bama blitz.
Give me Alabama to break
If somebody takes what's yours, and this is our game, it's our time. You're trying to take it down. So that makes this shit personal.
Let's make it personal, baby. And so did Bama, because they did it. Bama just went and hired that guy, Ryan Grubb. We're going to start the show off hot tonight. JT, your host. We got my man Herb in here with us tonight. JB right here at the bottom. The man, the myth, the legend right here. JB, you done seen his face all over, man. This man been exclusive interviews with some guys. I've been seeing it. That man on the field catching highlight tapes, giving all types of tapes throughout the Senior Bowl the past couple of days, guys. So make sure y'all tune in and stay tuned tonight, because we got a great show in tune. JB, how you living tonight, brother?
Brothers, I'm living well, man. Living well. What's up with you, Herb? How you doing, brother?
Man, JB, anytime I get to be on the show with you two fine gentlemen, man, I'm having the time of my life, man. It's a good night.
Man, you're officially part of the show now, bro. So you ain't no guest no more. You're not a guest
I can't use that one. I can't use that one no more.
No,
you here now, brother. Yeah, you here now. We got my man way offsides. We see you in the comments, man. Appreciate you guys.
What's up, chat?
What's up, chat? Roll Tide, everybody in the chat, guys. It's up one tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Before we get kicking off and everything, real quick, if you're here watching us, guys, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel here for all your Bama updates. We just hit 13,000 plus subscribers, guys. We're trying to keep growing the channel. So make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about the show and about the channel. Like and subscribe, guys. If you watch us on YouTube, come over, or if you're watching us over on Twitter, come over to YouTube. Check us out. But JB, let the beautiful people know who we sponsored by, man, before we get the show going tonight, man. Let them know one of the sponsors, brother.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. The good people at Whitwell Sports, man. Get you a title towel. Support your Crimson Tide 24/7. Go to whitwellsports.com. Use the coupon code standard. Get you a nice discount, courtesy of your favorite Bama network, the Bama Standards.
Hit them up today, guys, Whitwell Sports. And also, another company that keeps the lights on here at the Bama Standard. Make sure you check them out. If you ever dreamed of having beautiful or natural stone in or around your home, don't settle for subpar material. Check out Lampstone right now for all your projects need. Lampstone is located in Oneida, Alabama. It's one of the most trusted sources in the state. So hit them up today. Let them know that the Bama Standard sent you, and you get 10% off your first order. Right here, link at the bottom. Check them out right after the show. We diving right into it tonight, though, guys. Bama just hired Ryan Grubb, Alabama OC right here. He's coming back. A lot of people, right before we get into it, I see the comments real quick. Sheridan, he's staying at Bama. That is confirmed, what I've seen and heard. That is confirmed. Position is not. I haven't heard that yet. There could be a lot of things with this. You can go back to tight end coach. That's probably a lot of that's the popular opinion, probably. I don't know. But he's still going to be on staff. So he's going to have his hand in the mix. And he worked. That goes back with him working his past couple of years with Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb. So I think that goes good. JB, kick us off tonight, man. Ryan Grubb era officially on at Bama. It's a done deal. Well, it ain't a done deal yet. Probably ain't signed the papers yet, but it's on the way. Everything getting worked out. So how we feeling, brother?
I will say it's a done deal if Yay Alabama put it out there. You know,
yeah, you're right. You are right. Yeah,
they kept this close, so they probably already was working this out within the past couple weeks. And they just came and announced it. Breaking news through Yay Alabama. So shouts out to them. But I like it. I like it, man. And I know everybody in the chat is gonna wonder, okay, Sheridan didn't have a quarterback last year, whatever you say. What could have been? This is the question, and we would never know the answer to this. What could have been if Milroe had Ryan Grubb in the same offense that Michael Penix had? But in the famous words of Kanye West, I guess we'll never know. But let's move forward. We got Ryan Grubb. I'm excited. I just want to see if it's going to be a big change, or are we going to see some of the same things? Now we have a new quarterback. Remains to be seen who's going to be the starter. And let's not forget, Austin Mack Austin Mack is familiar with it. He's familiar with his offense. He was at Washington.
Going to say that, JB.
Yeah,
good call.
Yeah. But I mean, from what I'm hearing, from what I've heard, I think Ty Simpson may be the guy in the, in the starting position, but we don't know. I mean, right now it remains to be seen until A-Day. I like this hire. Nick Sheridan is not going anywhere. He probably will be the quarterback coach, maybe, or analyst. They're going to keep
a quarterback coach, possibly.
He's going to keep his boy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's still. I still want to see what the offense does, what kind of quarterback fits best with this offense, and we'll be able to see a little bit of that during the spring. And I'm excited, guys. That's all I got. I mean, I woke up from a nap and saw this on my phone. So
that's a good one there. I was literally in there getting ready to cook dinner. I looked down. I said, "Yep, okay, here we go, baby. We cooking." Herb. So Ryan Grubb's in. Sheraton's still there. He's still in, just different position. Obviously, Ryan Grubb will be the OC. JB hit a good point right there that I want to talk about too, the Austin Mack situation. Also, we talked about a quarterback battle. I want everybody to understand this too. Obviously, who was not the offensive coordinator last year of Alabama? Ryan Grubb. So what offense did they not run last year? Ryan Grubb's offense. Now, they ran a wrinkle of it because some of that's Kalen DeBoer, obviously. But now Ryan Grubb's about to come in and add in the sugar and spices and everything nice. And it's about to be real good. So now is when you could see Austin Mack maybe be like, hey, hold up. Now I just took another step up. And I'm like, knowing the playbook, knowing what he likes already is a big thing. So, Herb, how do you feel about this hire, knowing kind of what JB said, what I just said right there with that too, man, looking into this? This definitely the Rock eyebrow raiser right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm like JB because I've got an overnight tonight. So I was taking my nap and my brother actually called me and said, "Have you heard?" I'm like, "No, I heard anything, bro. I'm asleep." He said, "You sound like a little kid taking a nap." I'm like, "Bro, it's like I got stuff to do tonight, man. What you talking about?" It's like Grubb's coming back. I said, "No." He's like, "Yep." So that's how I got the news. Shout out to Raj. But here's the thing about last year, right? A lot of us are blaming Sheridan. A lot of us are blaming Milroe, right? Everybody's kind of split which way you're gonna go. Yeah. Apparently, they thought enough to say, okay, we still need to make a change, and they went and got Grubb, right? So if they 100% just thought it was a Milroe thing and had no blame was on Sheridan, you don't make this move, right? But I think it's clearly, I think DeBoer is kind of looking at it, look, I know I've only been here a year, but the seat's already getting warm. This fan base is way more rabid than I even thought it was. I have to make a change to put myself in the best position to win next year. That meant bringing Grubb back. So I think that kind of tells you a little bit. I don't want to say lack of faith in Sheridan, but they felt like a move had to be made, right? Now, Austin Mack was always one of my dark horses for this whole competition because he stuck around. He's been, in the system longer than Ty Simpson has. He's got the intangible, he's got the build. And you have to think, if he doesn't win the job this year, does he really want to continue to stick around and think like, oh, let's say Ty Simpson gets it this year, Keelan Russell gets it next year, where's my path to starting? So how long does he really want to stick around if there's no hope there? So this Grubb thing could be really, really huge for him. The system gets a little bit better for him. So it's 8-day is going to be very, very interesting. It was already like I was waiting to see it. Now I really want to know, I really want to get out there and see everybody see this QB competition. But I love I love bringing Grubb back. Look at the excitement we have on a random Sunday. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, everybody's hyped about this. So that tells you how the fan base feels about it already.
Yeah, it's like awakening a sleeping giant almost when you rattle something. Bama's been asleep kind of a little bit, and you make a big name hire, rattles a little bit, gets everybody going a little crazy. But I'm with you, Herb. It's a big hire. It's a great hire. I'm not going to spend too much time on it now, though. But we'll see kind of how this unfolds here. Also, talk about recruitment. He was in the NFL last year, obviously. But when you're able to put a flashy offense out, recruiting's not too hard, man. It's not too hard because if guys are scoring touchdowns and looking good, guess what that's doing to scouts? It's making them look at you. It's also offering some money too. We in the NIL world too. I know the money's money, but we Bama.
Yeah.
It ain't. We're not offering too short of a check. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we Boise State and the lower level where it's like, no. I mean, he said it. I'm going off what their coach said. I'm going off what their coach said. Hold on.
I mean, okay. Apologies
I'm going
to
off
Boise
what
State
their
people that
coach
might
said.
be watching.
No random body at them. But your coach said that, talked about Oregon poisoned their players and they couldn't compete with the NIL. So, You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying we got more than Oregon, but I'm saying we ain't no slum. But anyways, I think it's good for recruitment too, is what I'm getting at with Grubb.
No,
so,
I agree.
Grubb back at Bama. I love it. I think this gives Kalen DeBoer a little bit of his mojo too. You know what I mean? And having his little bit of his little kind of his confidence, that little kind of I got my boy back, kind of thing. I think that's good too. So I will kind of put a button on it. That's it. We'll touch back on that as we get closer to 8A game for real. That's when you're going to see a lot of this. We can talk what we talk about it right now, but 8A game's going to tell a lot. You'll kind of see. You won't see very small scheme, or you won't even really see a scheme. You won't see no scheme actually. Time out. Let me rephrase that. You'll see kind of what they're trying to do. Like where they're running him here, they're running him here. They're trying to, they're running, they're play action, they're running the ball first. See a little bit of that. But
I think JT, I think we're gonna see the basics at A-Day. They're not gonna show us too
nothing
much.
crazy. No,
nothing crazy. But I want to see what's the base offense gonna be. Are we gonna have two backs? Are we gonna have 4 wides?
That's what I meant by the base.
Yeah, what are the
bases? By
scheme.
I didn't mean to say scheme. That's what I meant. Base, not really a scheme, because the scheme's when you're playing for a certain team, a certain player, a certain things. But base is kind of what I was looking for. A good way to, good save there, brother.
Yeah. And you get to see how comfortable each quarterback is just out there throwing it. Because we remember Austin Mack looked just
they're going to test.
Exactly.
I was just about to say there's going to obviously be a quarterback battle, so there's going to have to be some passes in there. We need to see these guys throw the ball, obviously. There's going to be some mixed up defensive calls too, because you want to try to, give them something. Every pass in the SEC ain't just going to be you standing back there and nobody touches you. That ain't how that really works. So it'd be something to look for. Put a button on that. Ryan Grubb's back at Bama, guys. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Justin, come on up real quick.
Yeah, first of all.
Oh, hold up.
Oh, come on back. Come on back. He got something to say.
I got something to say. And I completely forgot that I acted a fool and turned on the fans last week and went off on all of you guys. And Herb, before we got this thing rolling tonight, reminded me that I was a complete horse's you-know-what. And I went off on y'all and told y'all basically quit asking. Well, turns out that y'all asked for the right thing, and we got that right thing despite me telling you we weren't getting that thing. And I was basing that off of A.J. McCarron, an Alabama legend, telling me there wasn't going to be a major staff change. If A.J. McCarron says it, by God, we got to believe on that.
Yeah, roll with that.
A.J. McCarron apparently is human after all. And matter of fact, I texted him earlier today and fussed him a little bit. And I said, dude, you need to fire your guy. He didn't tell you right. And he was mind-blown just as the rest of us on this panel are. But this is a time to be excited. And I found it interesting as I went through the comment sections over the past several weeks as we talked about Ryan Grubb on each show and what he would possibly bring to Alabama. A lot of fans, for whatever reason, were negative about the possibility of bringing him back on.
They were.
Please explain to me why that would be a drop-off. Why
now?
People brought up that he was fired from the NFL and that we don't want him.
College is different.
Well, let me remind everyone.
Saban.
Lane Kiffin was fired from positions.
Yeah.
And then Steve Sarkisian was fired from positions. And who are the two coaches that everyone references when talking about how offenses were great at Alabama? Those two. And let's not forget that Goat himself wanted Ryan Grubb before he retired. He tried twice.
That's true.
We didn't get him. So, Bama fans, be excited about this. This is the offense as it was meant to look.
Yes.
You're going to see a lot of new concepts. You're going to find out we do actually have wide receivers. You're going to find out we do have running backs. most importantly, we're going to utilize each of those positions. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what happens. Is Bama back? Well, that remains to be seen. For now, we're going to have a lot of fun come A-Day. But, folks, I apologize for being the overbearing parent last week and sending y'all to y'all's room and fussing. I don't do it too often.
Well, Justin, we're gonna play that song. I'm only human. You fade out.
But it's a great time to be a Bama fan, folks. We're coming.
Yes, guys. So Justin apologizes. We're only human, on that. You know. No Diddy. No Diddy. But JB, let's go and flip on right here, guys. I feel like, we drilled that out one. But let's flip the script real quick. JB, where were you at this past weekend, brother? And the past couple of days, I don't know, it's been a little bit. You've been up there for a minute. But how's everything been at Senior Bowl? Give us your thoughts, your breakdowns. I want to, before I hand it off the mic to you, man, I'm gonna let you go. One, I saw certain people posting Milroe bad passes. And that's all I was seeing. Later on, I get home, right? So I'm like, well, let me go look up some of the practice film. So I start looking up practice film. I'm like, oh, well, he made a great throw there. I was like, oh, that was cool. I was like, that was good. I didn't see that one. I didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that getting retweeted. I'm like, I was kind of confused when I was only seeing the bad. Now, I'm not saying he went out there and dropped 400 yards in the game and all that, and that backed up what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just confused how the narrative's turned on him, man. And why it's like that now, JB. But go ahead, man. Yeah. Let us know how the Senior Bowl was, how Alabama boys look, brother.
Well, to answer your question, when you put all that bad stuff out there in the press, it gets in the algorithm. And that's all you see is the bad stuff. And it gets spread around like wildfire. And it's good clips out there that you barely even get views and clicks from. But, that's how we are in the social media era. But, yes, I was there all week. Mobile, Senior Bowl week. 3 days of practice. He had press conferences, meetings. So, for the people that saying Jalen Milroe draft stock plummeted because of this, absolutely wrong. His draft stock did not plummet. It probably stayed the same because he was coming into this graded as a day two second round quarterback. He's still graded as a day two second round quarterback. So let's put this in perspective. You have two quarterbacks, Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, so going to go top 3, possibly top 5. They're going to be the first 2. They don't need to do anything else. They've done it all on the field this past year and the year before. The next 2 quarterbacks on that list, you can go look this up, Mel Kiper and Todd McShay and all. The next 2 quarterbacks are Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe. Wherever you want to put them, 3, 4, wherever you want to put them. They both were at Senior Bowl. To me, neither one of them stood out from each other. Neither one of them separated themselves enough from each other to say, well, he's 3 and he's 4. Now, it was some scouts would say that Jackson Dart is locked in that spot. They would even put him in at quarterback 2. That's just some. Milroe also has some people that like him a lot for his upside. They see him personally. You got a lot of these scouts. There were scouts from every NFL team there. Scouts, coaches, GMs from every NFL team. They first time seeing them. One guy walked up, he said, man, I never seen this guy. He was like, this guy physically, he's a man. He looks like he can be a linebacker playing quarterback position. And when he throws the ball, it just flies off his arm. He had the the highest velocity pass of all the quarterbacks. He could just throw the ball. He won all the interviews. I posted his press conference. They love talking to him. And another thing that people don't know about Senior Bowl, you get one-on-one meetings. We don't get to see that part. The media, we don't get to see that. The one-on-one meetings go on behind closed doors. You get to go meet with every team face-to-face. This is like the beginning of the draft stage. The draft is 3 months away, but everybody comes to Mobile to get those one-on-one meetings. You actually had players that practiced for a couple days, practiced good, got their meetings, and they went home. They didn't even play in the game. They didn't even stay the whole time. But I got to give Milroe credit because he went through the whole process. Press conference, 3 days of practices, meetings with NFL teams, played in the game, post-game press conference. He did it all. So I got to give him credit for that. And people say he shouldn't have done it. He didn't have to do it. But I guarantee you this is going to be a team that takes him in the NFL draft, and he's going to be sitting there. He's going to be one of their quarterbacks of the future. He's not going to get drafted to start. He's not going to get drafted to start for an NFL team next season, but he will get drafted hopefully in a good position, a good team that has a quarterback already where he can sit back for a year
now,
or two.
JB, just a real quick to butt in, because I follow Miami very hardcore, okay? There is a lot of talk. Miami likes him a lot, okay? Miami does like him a lot. And where Miami's drafting would not be a far reach for them to get him if it was a first-round pick. They do have a early second as well, but they could. We'll probably have a draft special coming up. We'll do one, but that's what you said. It goes with what I'm saying. Tua is obviously the starter. Okay.
Yeah.
He would come in and obviously back up somebody like Tua. And what could Milroe learn from Tua that Tua does probably the best in the NFL? Accuracy. Okay. That I think could help Milroe coming in behind a guy like Tua and learn it because he's got all the physical spots. You know, he could teach him to throw the ball better. That would be a huge thing for Milroe. Go ahead, JB.
What I do know is he's going to be at a quarterback camp, you know, getting reps in, getting practice in, getting ready for the combine and all that things that come up leading to the draft now. So he's getting prepared for all that. And for people that watched the game yesterday and say he was terrible in the game, that right there has nothing to do with the NFL draft. That game is a glorified scrimmage game. These guys get in there. They just met these guys on Monday. So everybody that played with each other, they found out what team they were going to be on Monday. They had 3 practices, and they played a game with guys they never met before, never played with before. The only person he played with on this team before was C.J. Dupree. So let's get that out of there. The only guy that had really a awesome game was Seth Hennigan, and he's a 7-year quarterback. He played 7 years in college, so
he's used to playing with different people. Yeah.
So he's used to it.
No, he put the senior in Senior Bowl. That's all.
Exactly. So that's why he drove down the field and won the game. But that was a great experience, man. Happy to.
And great content, JB. Great content.
I appreciate you guys. You guys.
Enjoy watching that.
If I had to say, man, right now, I would say second round for Milroe, unless a team falls in love with him, trades up similar to the Ravens with Lamar Jackson. They traded up 20 spots to get Lamar Jackson at the end of the first round. And now look at Lamar Jackson. Jalen Hurts got drafted by the Eagles. When he went to Senior Bowl, Jalen Hurts was at Senior Bowl. And I'm going to say this too. I think Todd McShay said this. Jalen Milroe is ahead of where Jalen Hurts was when he was at Senior Bowl. He's ahead of him. So we got 3 more months. Let's see what happens at the combine. Let's see what happens at Pro Day.
And I was just about to say Pro Day. I meant Pro Day. When they come on Pro Day, guys, when these guys get to come, that's what helped Anthony Richardson also. And the combine. That's what helped him jump high up and get a. That's what I tell people all the time. Anthony Richardson went first top 5.
Yeah, he was number 4. Yeah,
okay,
he was number 4.
So we talking about reaches. I feel like Milroe
a lot less starts than what Milroe has
too. Milroe in the top 20 would not even be as much of a reach as that would. Even that would be,
And guys, I'm saying this because this is what the scouts are saying. The scouts are saying Milroe is the 3rd or 4th quarterback prospect in this whole draft. He could possibly go first round if a GM or coach falls in love with him, similar to Bo Nix last year. Bo Nix, the only team, the only coaching they fell in love with Bo Nix was Sean Payton. He fell in Sean Payton's lap. If Sean Payton didn't draft Bo Nix right there, what he did in the first round, he probably would have slid to the second round. So let's not go off of y'all are going off of what happened at Bama, the play at Bama. Y'all going off of that stuff. You have to go off of who falls in love with this guy, his personality, his potential. You can't teach the the body size, you can't teach none of that.
Yeah,
All you can do
athleticism.
is teach him how to be better in the short to intermediate throws, and you can't teach that arm talent. You can't teach that either.
No, he's got a cannon. He can throw it out of the stadium from one side to the other. The problem is you got to teach him how to put it, where to put it. That's the thing. Accuracy and the intermediate throws, the 5, 10, 15 in the middle. Deep ball, he'll make a killing with a DK Metcalf down the field. Put it up with him with a big body. Like that.
And JP, I'm glad you said that because Seattle Seahawks could be a spot for him. They got an aging quarterback at Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers, if they bring Russell Wilson back, perfect spot. Him and Mike Tomlin.
And Mike Tomlin had already said something. Yep, go ahead, JB. Go ahead.
Mike Tomlin was on the field right there watching Milroe close. He was right there watching him. So
I seen what you said. I saw on ESPN. I was watching ESPN and they were breaking down Senior Bowl, and they had Mike Tomlin out there on the field, got his hands in his pocket. Milroe out there working. Some other quarterbacks too. He dialed in. So I was like, okay, you know, they got a later first too, you know. So I could see, you know, if anybody, I don't feel like it's a reach at that round to go for Milroe.
No.
I don't feel like it will be a reach in too much. And obviously if he shows up at Pro Day and the Combine, which I think he will help his draft stock go up. And I think like you, that Jalen Hurts reference is perfect, bro. So we talked about Milroe. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna give you one more team out there. Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Somebody posted out there they didn't think Chip Kelly would take Milroe though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So somebody, and that's a comment. I'm stealing that from a comment. And it's funny. I did a video today on the whole Milroe thing, and that's where I'm thinking second round, third round. I think the biggest thing for Milroe is the first time in his career somebody's actually going to pick him. You know, I think he started out here. Bill O'Brien didn't want him. You know, Tommy Rees was bringing his own quarterback with him. He was basically forced to work with Milroe. I don't think that he wanted that to work. And then, you know, DeBoer and his staff come in and they're not picking Milroe either. It's just like, this is our guy, but doesn't really fit our system. So I feel like whoever drafts him is actually choosing him. They're going to choose him second or third because we see how it is. You start in the first. Anthony Richards shouldn't be starting the first year, but he was a first-round quarterback, so they threw him out there. Milroe shouldn't go in the first round just for that basic fact of like, look, he needs at least a year with your staff, and you need to develop and bring him along. So that's why I like some of the other places. I like the Pittsburgh one just because they'll probably throw Russell Wilson out for another year. I just fear that Pittsburgh does not develop quarterbacks. They just, you know, Ben Roethlisberger is who he was, and then it's just it's been bad ever since. And I feel like he needs a staff that's going to work with him better. And to help so that's what I'm looking at for Milroe. But it's a chance for somebody to do their work. They don't have to make any jumps up or reaches. He'll be available in the second round and after. And you can just do your due diligence and say, look, we've already got a guy. It's like you said with Geno Smith. I would love the Seahawks one just because of that. He's going to be here for at least another year. Let's bring him along and see what we got. So that's what I think about Milroe. And I think his stock is always going to be right where it is.
Okay, so JB, real quick, Don Parker said, "Can we get a yee?" That was good. That was a good Royal Rumble last night.
Shouts out Jay. What's up?
Yeah, shout out Jay. JB though, hit us real quick, and we'll put a button on this one though. Alabama, in the Senior Bowl. Recap that one for us real quick. Like anybody else in the Senior Bowl that you've seen look good. Anybody you heard maybe from a scout or two, and then we'll kind of put a button on this one.
All right, so CJ Dupree, you know, he had a couple days, good days at practice. Great third day of practice he did. I heard people saying his name a lot. Actually got to talk to him on the field after practice. You know, he said some good things. He just wants an opportunity. He's not going to be he may be a day 3 pick. The tight end position is so deep in this draft class. It's so deep at tight end. I mean, it's probably 10 tight ends that's worthy of a first, second round pick. Doesn't mean they're going to go that early, but it's so much talent. I think CJ Dupree did very well. Now, in the game yesterday, he missed the block. They got Milroe sacked. He whiffed on the block, but he did catch a pass in the middle in traffic. He went up and got it, caught it with his hands, and he did very good in practice catching the ball. He also did some blocking things that were different. So, as we know, CJ Dupree didn't have a lot of production in Alabama because we didn't use him a lot. We didn't use the tight ends a lot. He didn't catch a lot of passes, a lot of touchdowns. But I think he will be a good backup quarterback for somebody in NFL. Backup tight end for somebody in the NFL, and he's going to get drafted. Tim Smith stood out. Now, people were saying his name under the radar a little bit. He was in there mixing it up, man. I watched the defensive line drills very closely because I like the drills they run. And that defensive line was stacked. You had guys from Texas A&M, Ole Miss, LSU, Florida, Georgia, all on the same team. It was stacked. And Tim Smith was holding his own. He was in the game. I saw him a lot, getting pressure up the middle. I think Tim Smith helped himself. He may go day 3. He doesn't have a high draft grade, but he would get his name called. And James Burnham, he didn't have to punt a lot, but the one punt he did in the game, kicked the laces off the ball. James Burnham's going to get drafted too because it's going to be a team that needs a punter, and those Aussie kickers, they get drafted, and they do well in the NFL for a long time. So those were the rest of the guys. Malachi Moore was present, but he wasn't playing or practicing because he's still recovering from his surgery. But that's all for the Bama players.
Yeah, so that's a lot of Bama guys. JB, great job, man, and great covering there. JB does this every year, guys. That man does a great job too, man. Has some great content, guys.
Comments.
Make sure y'all go follow him on X. Young_ENT_. Check him out, JB. My boy does a great job there, guys. We're gonna put a button on that, guys. Don Parker with the super chat. Pull that up real quick. Any word on Huff? Have any of you heard, JB? Y'all heard anything, man? I haven't heard a whole lot. I'm about to post something real quick, and I want you to Justin put that one, or somebody put that one up for me, and then I'm gonna post one more comment. I couldn't put them all because of the YouTube has the
Coach Cap hasn't been fired. Coach Cap hasn't been fired, so no. I don't think we changed offensive line coaches.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. So put that up for me real quick, Justin. What I commented, yeah. So these comments right here, are these what I commented right here? We'll move to our next topic though. But this is gonna lead us into Junior Day. Yeah. So right here, these are the in-state guys. I'm going to pull up the out-of-state guys, but it's going to be 2 different ones. But these are the in-state guys that came to Junior Day this past weekend. It's a roll-through. Really good competition here. DeBoer and them are going after some in-state guys. They're giving them the pitch, hey, you want to come to Bama. You want to be a hometown in-state guy. You want to be here. You want to do your thing here, which is good. This Ryan Grubb hire is even better. Coach Cap isn't getting fired. I saw that again in the comments. I was like, yeah, no. But, these guys right here could be the turning stone for what DeBoer and them could be planning. So, JB, actually, Herb, I'll let you kick us off on this one. Herb, how do you feel about this? And I know you got a guy in mind that you had talked to somebody that's got a little connection with a guy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, break it down for us real quick, brother.
So first off, just even approaching, I think when he first got here, you've seen all the posts where Alabama hasn't recruited the state as well. Like Auburn was kind of beating him out for a certain number of prospects, and the classes were still high, so they weren't built with Alabama players. So I think you're kind of seeing a different approach of let's grab some of this homegrown talent. Cedarian Morgan is my guy. I was looking through the list of stuff, and I saw he's from Alex City, and I got a friend that I work with is down there, and I called him up right before the show, after I got woken up from a nap. And, 20 minutes. It's just the praise for this kid, 6'4", 205, 210. It's like he's a physical specimen. He's got that picture out there where he's standing next to Julio Jones, and he's not being dwarfed. So he's like, look at his size. He said he's really good, high points the ball really well, really smart kid too, going to graduate in December. So it's like everything that you're kind of looking for from wide receiver. Also plays basketball too. He's like, I hope he sticks around. I think we can win the whole thing this year. He actually even pointed out, he got his stats here, 70 catches, 1,100 yards. He was frank and he said, man, look, we didn't have a quarterback last year. and he had another wide receiver they were kind of feeding. So the stats don't even look as good as they possibly could. The new coach is coming in this year, bringing in a quarterback with him. He's like, look, this next year going to be big for him. So whatever you've seen, he's barely scratched the surface of what he's got. So my friend knows this stuff, man. He used to play, he can break down talent and other. He's really high on Morgan. So love him.
So 5-star Morgan right there. That's somebody to look at. I know 5-star edge, Anthony Jones. That's a name that I've heard a lot as of late too. And Gibson, the 4-star cornerback. These are just some in-state guys that Bama had come in. The other comments that I put on, these are out-of-state guys. They're different ones. Like with Tristan, I think one of the 5-star guys is one of the big things. The out-of-state 5-star guys versus the in-state 5-star guys. So that's where you're going to get a lot of the talk about where you pull players and stuff too, because everybody's like, oh, well, we got this guy, we got that guy. The Auburn likes to talk about getting Cam, and then we got Ryan Williams. It's bigger than what people want to give it credit to sometimes in state recruiting. But JB, break it down for us real quick, man. Do you have a guy you like, or just how you feeling overall? Because Bama's trending on a couple of these guys after the visit. Obviously, I'm not saying everybody needs, yep, they're committing, because we live in the world of transfer portal and but
until they're here.
yeah, we're loosely talking here. It's no craziness, but how we feeling, brother?
Man, you know how I feel. Y'all know how I feel about this. I don't get excited until they sign the paper on signing day. And this is class 2026, right?
Yes. There's one. I have a 2027 guy on here that showed, but it says it. Oh, never mind.
We're not even going to talk about 27. I don't even want to talk about 27. No, I don't want to talk about him.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So, man. These guys, it's good to have them come in, especially the in-state guys that you mentioned, because let's be honest, Auburn been kicking our ass with the in-state recruiting.
Right.
They have. I mean, so we definitely have to get some of these guys in-state and get them to lock in. And it's important because you want to show that you can still recruit these guys in-state. The old regime, they did it. They did it very well. You have a new regime now. You have Coach DeBoer. You got all his coaches in. This is his team. You have to be able to recruit in-state, not just in the South, in-state. So I think we'll get some of these guys, but I'm not sold until they sign, because you know how this is. They can commit, and then you got tampering going on where you can get guys to flip right before the signing day. So, yeah.
You already know.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I'm not gonna get overly excited about this. I'm just glad they came and got to visit, and hopefully they connected well enough with Coach DeBoer to want to come to Bama.
Yeah.
I agree.
And to his point, just looking around with a lot of the guys, like you said, with Cedarian Morgan, like Caden Hall, Brandon Arrington, he just had up there. Those are different guys that I was kind of specifically looking at. Each one of them has Bama in their top, man. The visits always seem to go well. I feel like this coaching staff has put a really good foot forward. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. But it's like you said, man, it's until you actually say, and what was the last kid we had that was committed and was still taking all the official visits and then flipped? It's like, until you actually hear it on the field, it's just kind of, I understand. Recruiting just almost seems more like we're trying to appease the fans by showing you that we've got a high recruiting ranking. But man, until I get here, man, it's just, for the rest of us, it's like, I'll be impressed when they get the field. And that's the only time.
And the script 8 holds so much weight. Just to have Bama in your top in the recruiting, you can use that as leverage to other teams. Say, hey, if you don't give me this, I'm going to Bama.
Yeah.
So you'll feel like you got a top player and you took him from Alabama.
Yep. You right about that.
Yeah. And that they JB, what you said right there, boy, you ain't never lied about it, taking them from Bama. But that broke some egos for some folks, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Herb, you messed me up with that one, man. Fox getting traded right there, bro. Going on Wimby. I wasn't ready for that one. Bets on, baby. Parlays up, baby. But yeah, so that's Alabama Junior Day was great. Had
Did.
a lot of great talent in the building, a lot of recruitment. Obviously, you put this high-powered offense going on the field, and it's going to attract some more guys too. So I'm excited to see what's to come here. Alabama
Agreed.
Junior Day, thumbs up, doing good. Just got to keep going. That's really it. Kind of put a button on that one. The last topic, guys, is more or less. It isn't really about him or Nebraska per se. It is about the Matt Rule fears of tampering. And I thought this was kind of just crazy right here. He wants to cancel a spring game, afraid teams will tamper with his players. Hypocritical because he's kind of doing the same thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but he is no saint himself of the tampering world. So I think that right there is wild to even think about. What kind of ripples this could have on the game. What if other people don't do it now? Is the reward versus risk worth it type thing? Are you asking yourself that? I definitely think it is. You get them on the field, you get to see it. Like, that's your fault if you put too much out there. Like, don't put too much out there. Like, your star guy shouldn't touch the ball 16 times. Unless that's the quarterback, obviously. But I'm talking about like your wide receiver, running back, whatever. So Herb, how do you feel about this, JB? You let me know how you feel real quick. We can kind of put a button on. I just want to talk about it real quick. I thought it was crazy, man. Herb, how you feel, brother?
It's interesting because it first off, it shows a little bit of weakness because you're like, if I show what I got, everybody else will want them. And second, it's like y'all were talking about earlier. The spring game is some of the most bland stuff at times, some of the most basic schemes. And you already know the guys' stars. Nobody has to go out there and see them play. I mean, the other teams already know. They watched them. If there was a recruit, they already watched all their high school tapes, and they already know what you got there, right? If they played last year, they saw what you had. It's not like magically in the spring they got, 20 times better. Now they're like, oh, now we want him. Other teams already know. The tampering's already there, like you said. Isn't that how you got your quarterback? So, no, the spring game, and especially for a lot of them, it's still something for the fans, and you're trying to bring that little bit of excitement in the spring. I just don't see it where they can totally wipe it out. Now, I saw way outside's talked about where Lane Kiffin has already changed his up, and then if Nebraska gets rid of theirs, will other people look at this? Yes, but I just can't imagine the spring game is like the whole source of everybody's tampering. I feel like people are coming for your guys already.
Yeah, I don't feel like nobody's looking up. Yo, boy, did you see what he did on spring tape, bro? Like, call him now. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, $7 million right now.
I mean, I hate to bring it up, but like Ajayi Hall had one of the best spring games ever, right? Now you kind of just see what happened where. So I hate to throw that one out, but it's just, come on, man. I don't feel like that one game is going to be the make or break for anybody.
Yeah, that one's wild. JB, how you feel about this one, brother?
Well, guys, he does have a point. Because you have an open spring game where anybody can come. Hell, send somebody down to Alabama, man. Let them scout. Get that, take videos of each play. Go down there and scout. Look at this kid, see what he's doing. And if he's not happy, let me give him a call and see if I can entice him to come on over here. That's kind of what he means about that. That's kind of what he means. So he has a point, but it's kind of weak if you want to cancel your whole spring game because of that. Because, I mean, it's legal tampering. Everybody's doing it. Yeah. So if you cancel your game, what is it? What is it saying? It ain't saying anything. Anybody can go out there. Think about this, guys. Spring games are open for everybody. They're free. They're open for everybody. You can just send one of your students or one of your scout, whatever, analysts, go to Bama spring game. Go look at Austin Mack. Go just take good videos close. Look at him real close. If he doesn't start, I'm going to call him. I'm going to offer him so much money. Let's get him. Cause you're right. The portal does open that week after.
Yeah.
So spring games is scouting season, basically, because all of the spring games are within a 2-week span. They're all in a 2-week span. So it's open season for scouting, tampering, and recruiting other players from other teams.
So that's going to be a very interesting thing coming up, guys, next few weeks leading up to 8A leading in. Then after 8A, guys, it's almost like we're on a downhill slump after 8A. It's 8A is the peak. Once we hit 8A, it's like, all right, season's coming, baby. Ready to roll. So that's about it for tonight, guys.
We got questions, don't we?
Thank you for joining us. Yeah. We're gonna run back on the questions.
I saw some good ones in there.
But I want to say real quick though, the Ryan Grubb situation though, guys. I think this also gonna help out transfer portal maybe this spring right here. I think this might help it. Now we may shake the flock a little bit. We might lose 1 or 2, but I think it's gonna help it overall. I think it will. I think it's a big thing. And also, real quick before we get into that, Herb, what's that to your back right shoulder?
Yep.
And what needs to be in these people's face right now?
You already know.
Let the beautiful people know.
Title towel. Hit up with
Let them know,
Sports
baby.
today. Go ahead and grab one. I know you're thinking that's not football season. Take it out there. Watch when you're watching basketball, whether you're at home, head out to Home Coliseum, check them out. You know I'm carrying mine. I'm doing an overnight job today. I'm carrying mine with me. You never know. You might run into a random Bama fan, and this is the first signal. So head up to Whitwell Sports today, man. Tell them Herb sent you.
All right, Justin.
I don't know if that'll
so
get you anywhere.
We're gonna pull these questions up. I'll go, JB go, Herb go. We'll go one on each question, and we'll rapid fire them real quick. Let's go. So is Miss Grubb. I would assume she would be coming. I'm a married man, so I'm pretty sure if I was going, my wife's coming too. She's coming. JP.
Yeah.
You next, brother. That's a good one though.
Shout out to Conrad. Hey guys, what about Scott Huff, the O-line coach? Yeah, we don't know about that because we still Coach Cap isn't going anywhere. At least now he isn't going anywhere. But I don't know about Huff. I mean, if he comes, he's welcome because the O-line does need work, and I think that's the most important position that we need to do better at this upcoming season is the O-line.
Don, I promise you, he ain't coming by himself. That ain't. I don't know about that now.
So he might not be coming with his wife, but he's not coming by himself. Is that what you're saying?
No. Yeah, his wife's coming. He's coming by himself. I'm telling you. Harvey, get this one.
No, I think we kind of talked about this one earlier with Shep. We're not 100% sure on the rest of the shuffling of the staff and everything.
He stays though.
Right.
Do you think Shep leaves?
He's staying.
Yeah.
What about Shep? You think Shep leaves after this season?
No. Ooh,
he might get a job offer though.
Yep. That's what I was about to say. Somebody else might hire him, bro. Somebody else might hire him.
Unless he gets
some type or something.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we got to get some 1,000-yard receivers this year, man.
So now he might be able to solely focus more on wide receivers and development, more or less than co-offensive coordinating. You know, and whatever that partner may have been doing with that, I think now he may be able to develop wide receivers even more now. So I like that though. But run the next one, Justin. Guys, off topic. But how do you see Bama BB matching up with Auburn? I was at the Georgia game yesterday, and they had too many turnovers, and unfortunately Georgia didn't take advantage of. All right, so we talk about this on Thursday nights. Caleb Taylor, join us on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Going hard in the paint. We talk about Bama hoops. I'm the host. Herb's with us. Daniel Petty's with us also. But talking about that right there, there was some turnovers. Bama did what they were supposed to do. The SEC is real tough. Look what just happened with Arkansas hitting Kentucky. Auburn almost dropped one to Ole Miss again. Ole Miss is a sloppy good team, kind of like. Watch out for them. Right. The SEC is tough this year in basketball, man. It's a really tough one. Now, if you talk about Alabama, Auburn, though, Bama does match up. They both look good on paper. It's going to be a heavyweight fight in basketball terms. It's going to be a good one. I'm ready for it. Honestly, it's hard to predict that. You got to see it on the court, man, at this point. We got some guys that can bang. They got some guys, too. At this point, I feel like it's going to come down to coaching. I like Nate Oates. Nate Oates has had Pearl's number more than once, and he knows how to get under his skin, and I love it.
It's going to come down to turnovers and second chance points, man. Yeah. Offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebound. I couldn't even say it fast enough, bro. Offensive rebounds, second chance points.
And we seem to like playing on the
offense,
road a
best
little bit
defense.
better too, though. So it's almost like I could see us playing better at Auburn than playing them here at home. So it's a weird.
Well, they got to
it's a
come to
weird
us first. So I
Yeah.
Yeah,
mean,
they come to us and then we go to them. Yeah.
if we can split, can't lose to them twice.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to beat them. I don't want to beat them early though, because they're going to jump us to like 1 or 2, and I don't want to jump up.
No,
Let me
I'd rather
question.
stay where we at.
Let me take this question that David
Go ahead,
Lewis.
JB.
Will Milroe be better at running back or receiver? Don't see him at quarterback. Well, we won't see him at running back or receiver, and it doesn't matter what we think, guys. It matters what the scouts, the GMs, and the coaches see in the NFL. He's going to be a quarterback.
So
it just takes one person to believe in him. I mean, one group of guys to believe in him, and he will be a quarterback in the NFL. I gotta promise you that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I don't think that it's going to be. Go ahead, Justin.
I'll add this out in the atmosphere just because of what he said, just to give him some experience his first year. Like you said, I think we all are in agreement that his best option is to wait his turn, learn behind a veteran. But when I get him some reps, similar to what the old heads remember in Cordell Stewart, use him in multiple ways, not just at one position. Just get him on the field, utilize his athletic ability, and maximize his talent until he's able to take the reins at quarterback.
Yeah. And guys, remember this: Justin Fields is still trying to find his spot. The Steelers used him. They put him in different spots, even when Russ was healthy, and he's still trying to find him a starting quarterback team. Taysom Hill is different. Taysom Hill did not come out as a top quarterback. Taysom Hill's a damn fullback tight end, but you can use Taysom Hill in certain ways. Jalen Milroe is twice as better as Taysom Hill is throwing the ball.
Yeah. In the video I mentioned, if he went to the Steelers, they could still get him on the field in some Justin Fields-like packages just to get him some reps out there like they do, especially.
Man, imagine Milroe doing the tush push that Jalen threw.
Boy, that'd be serious, boy. That'd be something serious.
But no, he's much better than Taysom Hill. Much better.
I agree. Much better. Herb, hit this next one for us, brother.
Well, it
actually,
says.
Sorry, JB. How ironic.
Ironic.
Yeah, I always get mistaken for JB.
Justin let that one play out. Justin,
that's what came to me.
That boy.
All right. So what else did I see at Senior Bowl that caught my eye? I saw some guys, guys from small schools stand out. This kid Mike Green from Marshall. He led the nation in sacks. He had like 17 sacks last year. He stood out. He's going to possibly be a first-round pick from Marshall, edge rusher Mike Green. Alabama A&M kid, man, Carson Vincent, left tackle. He's a giant. He's like 6'7". He's big like Caden Proctor, but boy, can he move his feet. Can he move his feet? I feel like he should have been at Bama. But Carson Vincent, his draft stock improved. He was the first HBCU player to go to the Senior Bowl, get that invite. And it was a guy, Marcus Yarns from Delaware, who really stood out. He's a running back. He can run, catch the ball. He can do it all. So those are some guys that stood out from small schools to me.
Okay. All right. Herb, you on this one?
I want to bounce a rule off you. If a player becomes injured and can't play, they become a student coach, basically the eyes and ears of the coach who's on the team. I feel like that kind of already happens, though. I mean, if you're injured, you're still supposed to be out there. You're still supposed to be contributing. Like, are we assuming here in this question that if they're injured, they're just away from the team 100%? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think that's I don't think it's a thing. And I think the level of your student coachability is how much leadership you show and how into the game you are. So I think you'd see different levels of that. Some of those guys that are injured are probably still going to be right there in the meetings and right there doing everything. And I think there's going to be some where there's like, look, I just out here to run the routes, you know what I mean? And I'm going to step away. So I think you probably already see that at certain levels. Perfect
example. Keon Saab got injured. He was still with the team. He's still around, doing things. But you have different scenarios because then Jaheim Otis hit the transfer portal after like the third or fourth game of the season last year.
Yep.
I wonder, did he stay around or did they send him home? I don't know. If they send him home like for the rest of the season, what happened with that? But it's different cases, different scenarios. But yeah, injured player, they stay around with the team. Student coach, maybe, but they still have to learn themselves. They still have to learn themselves.
Yeah. I think you probably see a little bit more of that in the NFL at certain parts because they've been around the game a lot longer than you do. And Justin, he mentioned Q Robinson did the same thing when he was injured, was out there coaching the team.
Yeah.
So, Go ahead, JT, my bad.
No, you're good, bro. And the NFL, if you're on IR, you can be away. I remember seeing that before. Like, you don't have to be there present. Joe Edwards, do anyone think we will get Tank to join Bama? Not sure. Not sure on that one, brother. I don't have a lot on that one. Does anybody else? I'm good on that.
I don't have nothing.
That one's that one's dead on me, Joe. Joe, that one's dead on me. I'm sorry, brother. I'll look up. I'll get back with you.
He's taking his time. That's all we've heard.
Yeah. Hopefully, not too much.
Oh, I like this one.
The portal handcuff.
Definitely.
I like that one
Hit it.
I like it. Absolutely. The portal's handcuffing player development. You are 100% correct because what's happening, especially for quarterbacks. Now, skill position player, you go out there, you're a running back, wide receiver. You pretty much know, okay, I can beat my man. I can run, I can cut, I can do whatever. But a quarterback needs development probably more than anybody else because you have to learn playbooks. You have to learn different things. So it's good for a quarterback to stick around 2-3 years and go through the development with a coach. So now you're seeing guys hit the portal 2, 3, even 4 times, like a TJ Finley, right? So I mean, come on, man. You got so many guys that have different teams. They play 3 and 4 different college teams. You get to the NFL, you're not ready to play. You've been in college 5-6 years and you're still not ready to play at NFL level. That comes with development. But if you have a quarterback who's smart, who can sit back and wait his turn, sit back 2 years, maybe your 3rd year is your chance. You get the chance, you go and play. Look at Bryce Young. Look at all the guys from Bama that sat there and waited their turn. Did not transfer.
Mac Jones.
Yes. So I mean, that's pretty much where we at. You're right. From their handcuffing the players.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Saban had mentioned before that one of the biggest gripes he's heard from NFL coaches in regards to the most recent draft classes is these players aren't developed, and they're having to take extra time to reteach them the basic of things to prepare them to take that next step. So, yeah, this is a huge problem because these kids think they get a little bit of clout. They do a little something to get in the stat sheet, but all of a sudden they're bigger than the brand, and they'll just jump from team to team collecting that money at the end of the day. But in the meantime, they're not getting that development that you guys are talking about.
No.
Yep. That's why so many quarterbacks are struggling and come out because they're not developed.
Yep. And you're also seeing a lack of depth on people with all this portal hopping. So you're seeing a lot of guys who maybe you weren't ready to see the field who are getting thrown out there. And sometimes it's great for them. And sometimes they make some mistakes early. It can be a confidence killer. So it affects everything in different ways. So
it does. Herb, hit this one for us, brother.
Do y'all think DeBoer will not be as soft with players and coaches this year? Need to get in players' face, coaches hope to. Yeah, I think he mentioned in the middle of this year, not being ready kind of, I guess, for the SEC, for this environment and getting after people. I think there was also a certain level of like, this isn't fully my team. I'm kind of like sitting in somebody else's seat still with a lot of these guys. And let's be honest, some of the leadership from last year is gone on both sides of the ball. So I think it's his chance to kind of remake this team in his image. So I definitely think, like, especially when you've recruited some of these guys, or they've been with your system for a year, they're going to get to know you, right? So I definitely think he's going to step it up this year for those reasons.
And Herb, to add on to that, these guys know what to expect now. The guys that chose to come back, The guys that they forego the NFL draft, they could have went out, like the Jermaine Latham, the LT Overtons and guys like that.
Right.
Coming back, they know what to expect. Okay, I want to play for this guy. I want to develop under this system. I want to get my draft stock up. So they know what to expect. So now this is fully Kalen DeBoer's team.
Agreed.
Yep. Pull the last one up real quick for us, Justin. Shep shouldn't go nowhere. Name one receiver from last year's team that is draft worthy. So like I just said, Don, I think that Shep would be able to focus more on the wide receivers now. With having a offensive coordinator now that's going to be more wide receiver probably friendly too, getting the ball to the guys. So I think that will look a lot different this year, Don. So I can't fault him too much because being a co-offense coordinator and the offense was shaky last year, and you're trying to hold your position group up too. Knew a lot of new. So I think this year will be a lot better for him. So Shep will be. I think this will be a big year for him. Teams, if we have a good wide receiver year and a good year like JB said, teams will be calling. They definitely will. That's how the SEC works. They're definitely going to call. Not even the SEC. The NFL. Well, somebody will call. Not saying he's going to get a head coaching job in the NFL, but position something, they would definitely look at him. So we'll see how that goes when that gets there, guys. That'll wrap us up for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us for another great episode of Sunday Night Talk'n Bama. But before we get going, Herb, let the beautiful people know where they can find you at. Let them know.
I'm grabbing my
We already did it. We did the Title Tower promo. We did the promo. But I like it. Herb, let them know where they can find you.
Right. You saw Raj in here commenting also as a Herb and Raj podcast. Check us out on YouTube. We also go live every Tuesday night. So after you're done checking out Bama Standard, then checking out my boy JB afterwards, make sure you catch us up after that. And then you can also catch me here, Talk'n Bama every Sunday night at 7 o'clock. And then Going Hard in the Paint Thursday nights at 7:30.
Yes, sir. And guys, real quick before I forget, Landon Simmons will be the guest this Tuesday on the Bama Standard. He will be enrolling this coming up fall, I do believe. Make sure you check out this Tuesday night show. It'll be a great one. JB, where can the beautiful people find you at, brother?
Hey man, shout out to Damon. Bama boy David say now he can sleep well tonight because he watched the show. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. You can follow me on Twitter X young_ENT. Subscribe to Sports Talking with JB. That's where all the content is. And you find me here on Sunday Night Talk'n Bama, Wednesday with C and Dan on Crimson Dynasty, and anywhere else, y'all. I mean, I'm all over the place. I'm not hard to find. Like Coach Prime, I ain't hard to find.
Like Coach Prime ain't hard to find, guys. Check me out on Twitter, X, whatever you guys call it at nowadays, at IamJGlaze. Check me out on TikTok, Roll Tide Nation. About to have some new videos coming out for you guys. We're going to wrap it up. This is it. Oh, hey, guys, real quick. Announcement, we will not have a show next Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to be off next Sunday. So remember that. We're off next Sunday. We'll pick back up the Sunday after.
Yeah.
Don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.